You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, guys, even blind squirrels occasionally will mess around and find that nut. And many will believe, well, that's what happened involving the Denver Broncos this past weekend when they beat a Green Bay Packers team. Now, something to keep in mind, and we've been talking about this the last couple of days, that Packers team's not any good. Okay, which I think people want to make sure that they realize when it comes to where their Denver Broncos team is standing right now. That Packers team is not very good. This Broncos team is still not very good. And two things are emerging, and it's something we've talked about in the past, but it's getting more solidified now. Okay, number one, Sean Payton does not trust Russell Wilson. And number two, if it was up to him, he would trade Russell Wilson. And that report has come out. However, it should be noted that, as you can imagine, because of that contract and Russell Wilson's play, and yes, Russell Wilson is better. PFF's got him ranked as the 12th best quarterback in the NFL right now. But we also know that's not telling the full story. So let's get to this report that if Broncos head coach Sean Payton could trade Russell Wilson right now, he would. He would trade him if he had a market, and that's a big-ass if. There's currently some belief within the NFL that the Denver Broncos head coach Sean Payton would trade quarterback Russell Wilson if he had an opportunity to do so. Speaking on the condition of off-the-record anonymity, an NFL general manager told Jason La Canfora of the Washington Post the following regarding Payton, quote, "He'd trade the quarterback right now if there was a market for him." In his first season as head coach of the Broncos, Payton is off to a miserable start, posting a record of just 2-5. Prior to Payton's arrival, the Broncos traded for Wilson last year, sending 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a 5th-round pick, tight end Noah Fant, quarterback Drew Lock, defensive lineman Shelby Harris to the Seahawks in exchange for the future Hall of Famer. We think he's a future Hall of Famer, but if he keeps crapping the bed like he's doing, there are a lot of people that are starting to talk about the fact that he may be playing himself out of the Hall of Fame. Denver subsequently signed Wilson to a 5-year, $242.5 million contract through 2028. Wilson's first year in Denver couldn't have gone much worse as he struggled under head coach Nathaniel Hackett, going 4-11 as a starter and completing 60.5% of his completions, 3,500 yards, 16 TDs, 11 picks. Hackett was the scapegoat. Denver traded a 2023 first-round pick, 2024 second-round pick to the Saints for Payton. Yikes. Unbelievable. That's not great. Wilson's numbers this season are solid as he is completing 66.4% of his passes for 1,499 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 4 picks. Yeah, absolutely. He does look better. But it's not resulting in wins, and you still got a contract on a player that still doesn't look like the player you thought you were getting from Seattle. Although a Wilson trade almost certainly won't happen, La Canfora named wide receivers Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton and safety Justin Simmons as Broncos players who could be on the move, noted he would be shocked if one of Jeudy or Sutton is not dealt. Diana Rossini of The Athletic reported last week that while the Broncos are not eyeing a fire sale, I've read differently, they will listen to offers for anyone on the roster. So, this comes out. This is DenverSports.com. Why not trust Russ? They will both deny it, but I think, and this is, who wrote this article? Cecil Lammey of Denver Sports. They will both deny it, but I think the Broncos head coach Sean Payton does not trust Russell Wilson. The eye in the sky does not lie, and when you study the film of the Broncos, a few strange things have emerged. I've seen this for some time, but I was waiting for more of the playbook to be unveiled as the season went on. Well, after week 7, I can firmly say we've not seen enough of Payton's offense. It's like Payton doesn't trust Wilson to run what he wants, so the offensive design becomes boring and vanilla. Payton is an offensive genius, and he can craft an offense to put up a ton of points in the league. He loves the passing game, but he wants his quarterbacks to make quick decisions on shorter throws, to move the chains regularly. Before the season, I thought Payton would ask Wilson to do what Jameis Winston did for him with the Saints in 2021. That hasn't happened, and it may not happen because Wilson's game isn't best suited to that design. Wilson's game is all about chaos and improvisation. When things are set up to get guys open, Wilson doesn't see the targets. Instead, he tries to buy more time, thus ruining the timing that is, it's a timing and rhythm offense, and Wilson can't run the timing or get it in rhythm. If Wilson does see the receiver, he'll go to throw and too often get the pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. And this is, of course, the quote right here. I do not believe Sean Payton trusts Russell Wilson. This is not an inspired or creative offense. Payton is not giving Russ much to work with. I'm sure that changes today as Russ too often misses what Sean Payton is scheming open. We shall see. So he just flat coming out and saying, look, Sean Payton is scheming things open and can scheme things open for Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson can't run the offense. It sounds like he's too short, to be honest with you. Now, I don't know. I think Drew Brees is actually still taller than Russell Wilson, but I remember Drew Brees perfected the art, and if you ever go back and look at Drew Brees on film, he perfected the art of playing quarterback on his tiptoes, literally like a ballerina. He raised his feet off the ground, tiptoed so he could see around the offensive lineman and see over offensive linemen, thus making himself bigger. I don't know that Russell Wilson does any of that, but it's a timing and rhythm offense, and Sean Payton doesn't trust Russell Wilson to run it. Well, that tells you a lot of what you need to know right there. If Sean Payton doesn't trust the quarterback, then he's not going to want to keep him on the roster, and that does bring up a question about a quarterback that I know Sean Payton does like. Just looking right quick, Jarrett Stidham is 6'3", okay? And we've talked about the fact Sean Payton specifically got Jarrett Stidham because he thought he could run his offense. I think you see Stidham at some point still. I don't know what they do about Russell Wilson. It is not Deshaun Watson level bad because Russell's playing decent quarterback, but nothing will frustrate an offensive guru than a quarterback not being able to execute the offense the way he designs the offense to execute. Drew Brees ran it to perfection. Right? Tell me what you think, black and white sports supporters. He would trade Russell Wilson today, but nobody's going to take him. Why would anybody take him? Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.